Now, welcome back, students. Welcome to the class. So today we will going to discuss about the electronic configuration of the various species. Now, before going to the discussion of the electronic configuration of the various species, we have to look at the various types of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals differences. Okay, everyone knows that now that atomic orbitals are taken as what? The atomic orbitals are considered to be waves in nature. So waves can undergo two type of interference. In case of bonding MO, the crest meets the crest and trough meets the trough. So that type of overlapping of the waves is known as constructive overlapping or constructive interference. So bonding MO is found by constructive interference of the waves. While in case of anti-bonding MO, crest of one wave meets the trough of the other waves. So it means here destructive interference is taken place. So let's look at a flying overview of these differences. In case of bonding molecular orbitals are formed by the additive effect of the atomic orbitals. But in case of anti-bonding MO, they are formed by the subtractive effect of the atomic orbitals. Probability of finding the electron is more in case of bonding MO, while probability of finding electron is less in anti-bonding MO. The reason being that bonding MOs are lower in energy level and anti-bonding MOs are higher energy level. Look at that picture now. Okay, sure. So it means that bonding MOs are lower energy level and electron wants to take a position where what can happen, they can occupy the lower energy level. Why? Because a lower level in potential energy will give you more stability. So that's why electron, as in case of atomic orbitals, all the electronic rules are followed in molecular orbitals also. Hund's rule, FBO rules and Pauli's rules are followed. So according to the FBO principle, what happens? The electron always tend to occupy the lowest possible energy level here. Are we sure about that? Very much sure. So they are found by, means bonding MO are found by combination of positive and negative lobes. I already told you. While anti-bonding MO are found by positive and negative. The electron density in the bonding MO is high in between the two nuclei. So it means that maximum density of the electron is in between the two nuclei. So there will be a least repulsion between the two nucleus. As a result, the nuclei are shielded from each other. But in case of anti-bonding MO, the electron density in the anti-bonding MO is very low and nuclei are directly exposed to each other. Therefore, nuclei are less shielded from each other. Okay, because in case of anti-bonding MO, the electron density is away from the nuclei. The bonding molecular orbitals are given by sigma, pi and delta, while the anti-bonding MO are given by sigma star, pi star or delta star, like that. So here you can see star means what? Asterisk or star means anti-bonding. Are you getting that? Sure about that? Now look at the picture of difference between sigma molecular orbital and pi molecular orbital. In case of sigma molecular orbital, it is found by the head-to-head overlapping of the atomic orbital along the internuclear axis. In the previous class, I have discussed that. While the pi molecular orbital is found by sidewise overlapping about the sidewise overlapping of the atomic orbital perpendicular to the internuclear axis. So in case of sigma MO, the overlapping region is maximum, while in case of pi molecular orbital, the overlapping region is minimum. In case of sigma MO, the orbital is symmetrical to the rotation about the internuclear axis, while in case of pi, the orbital is not symmetrical about the internuclear axis. Sigma molecular orbital leads to the formation of a strong bond, while it leads to the formation of a weaker bond in case of pi. So I have written a electronic configuration in case of what? Up to nitrogen. I have written the configuration. Now You can see up to nitrogen, this is the configuration which has been followed by the various molecules and species. First, the electron will enter sigma 1s, then sigma star. Star here means what? Asterisk here means anti-bonding. Then sigma 2s, then anti-bonding sigma star 2s. Then you have equal energy level in pi 2px, pi 2py. Pi 2px, pi 2py, they are the two energy levels equal. Okay, so if two electrons are available, both will get one electron each according to the Hund's rule. Similarly, in anti-bonding MO also they are equal in energy level. So we will now discuss that how the various electrons are being filled in the various atomic and molecular orbitals. But here we will see only in case of molecular orbitals. Why? Because in molecule, electron reside in molecular orbitals. Now look at here once more that in case of bonding MO, the energy level low, and in case of anti-bonding MO, energy level is high. So some electronic rules have to be followed here. Now, if an electron enters a bonding molecular orbital, the stability is increased. So if electron enters a sigma or pi bonding MO, stability would increase. But if an electron is removed from bonding MO, stability is decreased. So it means entry to the bonding MO increases stability, and removal of the electron will decrease the stability. Similarly, if an electron enters an anti-bonding MO, stability is decreased, and if an electron is removed from the anti-bonding MO, stability is increased. So that's how you have to memorize all these four factors and always keep in your mind while comparing the stability of the various types of species in a given molecule and in between its ions. So the stability is measured by a term that is called as bond order. The bond order is defined as the half of the difference between the electrons in bonding MO and electrons in anti-bonding MO. Bonding MOs are more stable and anti-bonding MOs are less stable. So if where NB stand for number of electrons in bonding MO and NA stand for number of electrons in anti-bonding MO, here you have to memorize one thing. What is that? That bond order, if bond order is 0 or negative or less, molecule does not exist. Molecule or species does not exist. So bond order must be in some positive number. Are you getting that or not? Bond order must be in some positive number. Okay. So now if we look at the various possibilities, then bond order directly proportional to stability. So higher the bond order, higher the stability. Bond order proportional to bond dissociation energy. So higher the bond order, higher will be the bond dissociation energy. And bond order inverse to what? Inverse to bond length. Inverse to bond length. It means if bond order is high, then bond length will be less. So these things must be in your mind always while defining the various types of property existing in a molecule or in its corresponding ions. Now first of all, look at the bond energy level of hydrogen. Now hydrogen is comprises of two atoms, that is one and that is second one. So if you ask me that how will you draw the energy level diagram, first you will draw the oneness of both the hydrogen containing one electron each. Then what will happen? By the constructive overlapping you have the formation of sigma 1s, and by the destructive overlapping you will get the formation of sigma star 1s. But here only two electrons are present, so both the electrons will go from where? Both the electron will enter the sigma 1s. So sigma star 1s, or you can say anti-bonding, will remain empty here in this case. So what is the confusion in this case? Confusion is 1s2 sigma star 1s0. So if I ask you what is bond order, you will write half number of electron in bonding minus number of electron in anti-bonding MO. So here bonding MO 2 electron, anti-bonding 0, answer will be 2 by 2 1. So bond order is 1. So here bond order also means number of bonds in between the two atoms in a molecule. So you can say that only one bond is formed between the two hydrogen atom, that is H2 molecule. Are you getting that or not? Now two things are possible here. What are those two things? So this is the configuration of H2. Now what about H2 plus and what about H2 negative? Now H2 plus means one electron is removed from H2. So answer will be sigma 1s1 sigma star 1s0. So here in this case what would happen? Here in this case what is the bond order comes out to be? The bond order is half number of electron bonding minus anti-bonding. So answer will be 1 minus 0, that is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Are you getting that or not? Now what about the H2 negative? Here also one electron is entered the H2 molecule. So one electron enter. What is the configuration there? It is sigma 1s2 sigma star 1s1. So the answer would be what? Number of electron bonding minus anti-bonding. Answer comes out to be 2 minus 1, that is half. So both H2 negative and H2 plus have what? They have the same electronic configuration. They have the different electronic configuration, but they have the same bond order. Are you getting that? Sure about that? Now look at that. What would happen in case of nitrogen molecule? Now nitrogen has configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Okay, the second atom also has 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So this is about what? This is about the configuration of the two nitrogen atom when they are present separately. But in case of N2, what happens? They present as what? They present as in the molecular orbital, not in the atomic orbitals. What was the how did we written that? Remember in the last class we have shown you that it is 1s2 sigma star 1s2, then you have sigma 2s, then you sigma star 2s, then you have pi 2px, equal to pi 2py, then you have sigma 2pz, then you have pi star 2px, then again you have pi star 2py, then you have sigma star 2pz. So how many electrons are there total? If you taken care of that, total 14 electrons are here. How many? 14 electrons are here. So you will distribute 2 to 4, then again 2. So 8 are there. So first 2 here, then 2 here. So it comes out to be 12, then 2 here. It comes out to be how many? 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all these are containing how many electrons? 0 electrons. So if I ask you what is the bond order in this case, I will given a tick mark on the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. The rest one are what? The rest are bonding MO. So first you have sigma 1s2, then you have sigma star 1s2, then you have sigma 2s2, then sigma star 2s2, then you have pi 2px, then you have pi 2py. So like this way you have what? You have various types of what? You have presence of various types of orbitals. Are you getting that in your mind now? Now, going by this trend, what would you get? Okay, the answer would be that what is bond order? The bond order is number of electron in bonding MO minus number of electron in anti-bonding MO. So what is the answer here? Answer would be how much? Answer would be there are 10 electron in bonding MO minus 4 electron in anti-bonding MO. That is the bond order. That is the bond order. So answer is 6 by 2, that is 3. So in case of nitrogen, there are 3 bonds in between the nitrogen atoms. Are you sure about that? Clearly understood now? Are you sure? So that how would you draw the energy level diagram? In the previous class we have discussed that. So let's draw once more so that I have a fair idea about that. Now if you look at that scenario once more, how would you represent that? Now there are electron in 1s2 both the atoms. And you have what? You have electron in 3p orbitals. Now what happens here? In the lower level, all the electrons are filled up. Here also electrons are filled up. So this is what? This is the energy level of what? This is the energy level of nitrogen molecule. It is called energy level diagram of what? Energy level diagram of the what? Of the nitrogen molecule. Yesterday I have shown you. This is sigma 1s, this sigma star 1s, this is sigma 2s, this is sigma star 2s, this is pi 2px, this is pi 2py, this is sigma 2pz. These are all 3 antibonding: pi antibonding, pi antibonding, and sigma bonding. You will write that. Okay, sure about that or not? Clear? So yesterday class also you have to look at the video, and I have again redraw that. So if you look at the configuration of N2, okay, it is 1 sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px2, pi 2py, sigma 2pz. All the 3 antibonding MO of p orbitals are empty here. Are you getting that? And the bond order comes out to be how much? The bond order comes out to be 3 here. Are you sure? So this is the configuration of N2 molecule. Now what about N2 plus? In case of N2 plus, what would happen? This is in case of N2 molecule. In N2 plus molecule, one electron is removed. From where? Obvious है, from the from the bonding MO, from bonding sigma to pz, from the bonding sigma to pz. So bonding MO sigma to pz. So what is the configuration now? The configuration now will be sigma 1s2 sigma star 1s2 sigma 2s2 sigma star 2s2, then you have pi to p x2 pi to p y2 sigma to p z, sigma how much? Sigma to p z1. So what is the bond order in this case? So bond order in this case will be, I told you already that these are the two anti-bonding MO. One is this, other is this. All other are what? All other are bonding MO. So how many bonding are there? 2 to 4, 8 and 1 9. So 9 minus 4 comes out to be 5 by 2, 2.5. So in case of nitrogen, the bond order is 3, but in case of N2 plus, the bond order is 2.5. Are you getting that or not? Sure about that? Similarly, if I ask you how to draw the configuration of N2 negative, N2 negative means one electron enters N2 molecule. Will enter? One electron enters pi anti-bonding 2p orbitals. Pi anti-bonding 2p orbitals. There are two orbitals which are empty. One of them will be occupied. So what will the answer now? It will be sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi to px, pi to py, then you have sigma 2pz, then you have pi star 2px, then you have pi star 2py, and sigma star 2pz. So what is the confusion here? One electron enters, so 2 are here, so 2 and 1. In between these two orbitals you can put one electron either here or here, depending upon your own choice, no problem. So what is the bond order in this case? Here the number of anti-bonding electrons is 1, 2 and this 5. So answer will be 10 minus 5 by 2. So answer is 5 by 2, 2.5. So in this case you will observe that N2 has bond order of 3, N2 plus has bond order of 2.5, and N2 negative also has bond order of 2.5. Now one more thing you have to take into account. What is that? That both N2 negative and N2 plus have one electron unpaired. So both are paramagnetic also. Okay. N2 plus has one unpaired electron. Similarly, N2 negative has one unpaired electron. So both of them are what? Both of them are paramagnetic in nature, but they are paramagnetic in nature. Now, if you look at the equation, that is the energy level diagram of N2. So what can happen? 2 electron will come here, the 2 will come here, then you have 2s2, so 2 will come here, so 2 will come here. There are 3 electron in p orbital, so 1 singly occupied, singly occupied, singly occupied. Again second molecule, singly occupied, singly occupied, singly occupied. Now what will happen now? That these 4 electron, 2 will go to bonding, 2 will go to anti-bonding. Here also 2 will go to bonding, 2 will go to anti-bonding. Here how many electrons are available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 electrons are available. Out of that 6 electron, these orbitals are available which are lower in energy level, So what will happen? All the 6 electron will accommodate here only. All the electron will accommodate only here in this case. Are you getting that in your mind now? These molecular orbitals will remain, these are anti-bonding molecular orbitals, they will remain empty. So in case of what? N2, you can see the configuration, that is sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px equal to pi 2py, okay, and then you have sigma 2pz. So memorize that configuration in your mind. Are you getting that or not? Sure. We already done that. Look at that once. We already done that. This is the configuration of what? N2 molecule. So memorize that. Okay, sure about that or not? Clearly understood now? Now in case of what? In case of N2 plus, in case of N2 plus 1, this electron will be removed. Okay, and in case of what? In case of N2 negative, one of the electron will come here. Are you sure about that or not? So electron can come here and electron would go from here, one of the electron. Are you getting that or not? So that will happen in case of N2 negative, that will happen in N2 plus. Are you sure about that? We have already discussed with you. Here I have discussed with you N2 negative. Okay, look at scenario once more. And what I discussed you with N2 plus. So make sure that you are able to practice the configuration of all 3 species, okay, by using the okay. So you have to use this diagram. You have to use this diagram to get the fair picture of the N2 species. Are you getting that in your mind or not? Are you sure? So this have to be kept in your mind now. Okay, practice that 2 or 3 times. Practice that 2 or 3 times. First N2, then you have N2 plus, then N2 negative. Now look at for oxygen now. For oxygen, the configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. What is that? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Okay, so how would you write that? Okay, so what you will do, first you will write the electrons here. So these 2 electrons will come here. So these 2 electrons will come here. Clear, understood now? Then you have 2s2, so one 2s2 come here, the other 2s2 come here. Then you have 2p4. So first electron, second electron, third electron, and now you have 4th electron here. Are you getting that in your mind now? Similarly, You have first electron, second electron, third electron, and now fourth electron. So what will happen here? So all the electron will now will exist in molecular orbital. So these 4 electron, 2 will come in bonding MO, 2 will come in anti-bonding MO, 2 will come in bonding MO, 2 will come in anti-bonding MO, 2 will come in bonding MO, and this is also bonding MO. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 8, 6 electron accommodate in bonding MO. So 2 are left. Now these are 2 equivalent orbitals. So both the electron will remain unpaired here. So in oxygen, what you are observing? In oxygen, in O2 molecule, what we have observed, that 2 electrons are unpaired. 2 electrons are unpaired in anti-bonding MO. So I am repeating once more, 2 electrons are unpaired in anti-bonding MO. So O2 is paramagnetic in nature. So what is the conjugation here? Sigma 1s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, sigma 2pz, pi 2py, pi 2px, pi 2py, pi 2px. Okay? Are you sure about that? So how would you write the configuration? So let's write the configuration of oxygen molecule. So in case of what? In case of oxygen molecule, the electron will first enter sigma, then sigma star, then sigma 2s, then sigma anti-bonding, then sigma 2pz, then pi 2px, then pi 2py, then pi anti-bonding 2px, then pi anti-bonding 2py, then anti-bonding sigma 2pz. So how would you write that? The writing convention is that total 16 electrons are here. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. How many are there? 10 are distributed. 12, 14. Now these are 2 equivalent orbitals. So each will get 1 electron each. 1 here, 1 here. So what are you getting? You are getting 2 unpaired electron in what? 2 unpaired electron in O2 molecule. I already told you. So what is the bond order here? The bond order here is 1/2 number of electron in bonding MO minus number of electron in anti-bonding MO. So with the white, I am considering the anti-bonding. 2, 2, 1, 1. Total 6 are anti-bonding. In bonding, how many? Okay. So 10 in case of bonding MO. So answer will be 4/2, that is 2. So there are 2 bonds in one O2 molecule. How many? There are how many? 2 bonds in O2 molecule, and 2 electrons are unpaired, so it is paramagnetic. I already told you that there are 2 electrons unpaired in. So remember that energy level diagram. That energy level diagram must be in your mind always. Okay, energy level diagram of N2 and energy level diagram of O2 must be memorized by 2 and practices for 3 times. Now what about O2 negative? O2 negative is called as superoxide ion. It is called as what? Superoxide ion. In case of what happens, one electron enters O2 molecule. If one electron enters O2 molecule, then the configuration is sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2pz2, pi 2px, pi 2p1, both will get the 2. Then you have pi star 2px, pi star 2py, and sigma star 2pz. So earlier you can see that only one and one electron here, one here. Now this one electron will get paired up. It will get paired up. So it will become 2 and 1. So here I am repeating once more. Anti-bonding MO, I make the tick mark. So what is the bond order? Bond order here will be 10 minus 7. So 10 minus 7 means how much? 10 minus 7 means 3 by 2, that is 1.5. So what is 1.5? That is the bond order of O2 negative, that is superoxide ion. That is what? Superoxide ion. Are you getting that in your mind now? Now what about peroxide ion? In case of peroxide ion, two electron enters the O2 molecule. So what is the configuration? Here the configuration would be what? Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, that is sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py, both will get 2 electron each. Okay, then you will have what? Then you will have sigma 2pz, sorry, sigma, not sigma. Then you will have pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py and sigma star 2pz. Now in case of O2 molecule, both these px and py have one electron singly occupied. Now if two electrons enter oxygen and become peroxide, these two electrons get paired up. So in case of what? In case of superoxide ion, the bond order comes out to be 1. Okay. So in case of oxygen and superoxide, both of them are paramagnetic in behavior, but the peroxide ion is diamagnetic in behavior. Also in case of peroxide ion, the bond order is 1. In case of oxygen molecule, the bond order is 2, and in superoxide the bond order is 1.5. Now if you are given the configuration for O2 plus, then what happens? One electron is removed. Okay, so answer would be sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2pz2, pi 2px equal to pi 2py, both will get 2 electron each. Then you have pi anti-bonding x and pi anti-bonding y. Okay, then in the last you have sigma anti-bonding z. Now here, if you look at oxygen once more, in case of oxygen, there is one electron in 2px and 2py in O2. So if one electron is removed, you can remove either one of them. Either you remove this one or you remove this one, depending upon your choice. So here what is happening, you can easily see that here that bond order comes out to be 2.5, and O2 plus has bond order 2.5, O2 has bond order 2, O2 2 negative, that is superoxide ion, bond order of 1.5, and peroxide ion has bond order of 1. So as the bond order decreases, the stability also decreases.